Need to hear one of our shows again? We've got them on podcast. Go to fmmoneytalkradio.com. Scroll down to Podcast on Demand. Pick your show and it's on. Podcast on fmmoneytalkradio.com.
Radio have been in conjoint business for 10 years. They have been working around the clock, nonstop, to promote over 500 shows and businesses reaching all over South Florida. With added platforms such as social media live streaming, podcasts, and the specialty of live radio, it has never been easier to get your voice heard by millions of listeners. To amplify your impact and start your show today, contact AMP2TV at 866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422.
Oh, yeah. Woo. Good morning, South Florida, and welcome to the breakfast at the Brooklyn Café TV.
Take a deep breath and a good whiff of that coffee brewing. Grab yourself some toast, a donut, or any breakfast. As Dawn and Freddie get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
So I grabbed myself and called 888-994-4995 to share a tip of the day.
Or just to say good morning.
So get ready for the time of your life.
Shake off your sleep beats, buckle up, because it's showtime.
Welcome to the morning show. I'm going to tell you, not for nothing.
Stretch it out.
No, I'm tired.
Get up, dance it out. How can you be tired? It's a Tuesday morning.
I'm an old man.
What's up with you?
I know.
Val's shaking her head.
I'm old and cold because it's cold out there. Stop. You're like Morticia. You're like no blood.
I don't sleep anymore. This no sleep thing, this 53-year-old, almost 54, lack of sleep is getting old.
First of all, nobody knows your real age because you threw away your birth certificate. Second of all, if you're not going to sleep all night, then get some of the work done during the night.
I don't do some of the work that they do.
Yes, you do.
I did. I was texting you, so I was texting Dana last night at like 11.
Yes, it's Dana, not Dania.
I voicemail. I fixed it.
How'd you do that?
Echo. You do the star, and then you put the name in so they realize that you know what was wrong, and you fix it.
Do you talk into your phone when you send a text?
Yeah.
Wow.
You don't do that?
No.
No, you sit with, you're pretty accurate with your fingers, I must say.
No, my fingers, they changed the phone. The keys are closer together now. So my T's become an H. I spell elephant with an F.
I had to go into my settings, as a matter of fact, and put auto spell on because the same type of thing.
Auto spell? There's an auto spell?
I had to add that to my phone over the weekend because nothing I was typing was coming out right. I think they changed the key.
You know, it's really funny because the kids they have their own shows and stuff. Whoa, we're gonna talk about. I'm like a walking show. I can't do anything right. I put my computer in the driver's seat. I walk around in the passenger seat. I get in the car and I realize I'm in the wrong side of the car.
Where were you sitting?
What the hell is wrong with me?
I don't know what's wrong with you. I think it's the moon is shifting. I was told last night that the aliens are among us, and we've got 4 years before we go into what's it called? The fifth dimension. Yeah, that. I knew it was the fifth something. The fifth dimension. Yeah, That's what I was told last night. In 4 years, we go from the third dimension to the fifth. I don't know what happened to the fourth.
There are
but
certain
good morning,
conversations that you should not tell the public.
Why? I kind of think it's kind of true.
It
Do
might
you feel
be-
the shift?
Yeah, I feel the shift. I feel that you're shifting. But there are certain things you shouldn't tell people.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Val and Slick and Teddy. Good morning to you, my cranky partner over here.
Do you remember the movie? What was the movie where the guy dodged the bullets and he wore that? I think we're living in the Matrix. So you must decide. Do you want the pink pill or the blue pill?
That's what I used to, that's how you used to decide whether you had a boy or a girl, is whether the stork delivered a pink pill or a blue pill. And those were the kids that you brought forth.
I have never in my life ever heard that story.
You haven't heard that? Someone once told me that's what she told her kids on The Theory of Life. Mommy took a pink pill to have you, and the stork brought you in a pink bag. Imagine what those girls are going through now when they're pregnant. Going, I guess, Mom, you gave me the wrong advice. I did not take a pink pill.
Is it true that when you were growing up, your parents always told you stories to compensate the truth?
Like what?
There's a Santa Claus and he eats the cookies and drinks the milk.
Well, there is. Just like there's the Tooth Fairy.
Tooth Fairy, the
From
bunny
Easter
guy,
Bunny.
the bunny. I never got the bunny dude. Different things. They teach you different things. The stork brings the kids, right? You never had sex ed with your kids when they were growing up. And if you wanted to do it, what age do you do it?
Oh, my gosh. I remember, like, there was a normal age, I thought, right? You kind of figure late elementary school, middle school conversation. Aaron came home one day in early elementary school. He was like 5 and asked. And I remember having to go to the library and get books because what 5-year-old asked? And I thought, oh, my gosh, here we go. I told Aaron before I even told Chelsea.
He was in kindergarten
Yeah.
at the age of 5. And he wanted to know where
Babies come
from.
Yep.
It's funny because my uncle had a medical encyclopedia and he started to show me how books work. I must have been young. And I came home with all sorts of where babies come from. My mother was like, who gave you that? And it was her brother. Boy, there was a lot of fighting next door.
I know, a lot of stuff going on. I got to tell you, it was nice being back at the station last night.
You have fun with that?
I had fun with that. It was like old times.
Well, all I can say is that Pierre the Steer, when I see you, we're going to have a little chit-chat. You drove me nuts last night.
It was like old times where you and I used to be every night, Mondays, Thursdays, all the time.
Yeah, you got to see Teddy work?
I got to see Teddy work, and it's really interesting to be on the other side because when I see Teddy and then I look over and I see the film and it's just a totally different perspective on seeing her. That's when I had her change her background.
No, it's
I know,
interesting.
Bubs, I had her change it.
It's interesting because last night I had to step out of her show to have a meeting, an argument with Lou, which turned out to be a meeting.
Yeah, I heard the argument down the hall.
Well, the problem is that people don't understand.
Bless you.
But when I came back, I could have sworn that Russ was interviewing Teddy.
He was.
Yeah.
I thought there was a phone call with a lady.
We had a phone call with a woman who was doing a testimonial for Soul, and then he interviewed me.
Then he interviewed you.
Yeah.
That's the most words I ever seen Russ use in all the years I've known him.
And he came prepared to interview you.
Yeah.
Because before you got there, I asked him who his guest was, and he said, I think I'm just going to interview Teddy. I thought, cool. Does Teddy know that? And I guess you found out when you walked in.
I found out.
But it was a good show.
It was a good show. And there were people watching last night that were texting me, and I said, let me get in there because Jody was talking to me. Everybody was telling me, AJ. And I'm like, what's going on here? I guess I didn't get the memo. I didn't get a lot of memos yesterday.
It was a really good show, and I love the testimonial about that product.
Yeah, it was. I mean, this woman was bedridden for 14 years. She had, every kind of medicine on the market she was taking, and nothing was helping. And I was like, oh my God. Her story was like breaking my heart as she was telling it.
What was the medicine, the product?
It's called Soul.
Yeah, I've taken it.
Yeah.
I took it for 6 months. Bobby
How'd you feel with
Moranci,
it?
Yeah.
I felt great.
Why'd you stop?
And it becomes diabetic complications with metformin. But Bobby took it. He bought a 2-year supply from him because it took away the aches and pains in his knees. Bobby played professional baseball.
I didn't know.
And he had an ACL issue. And he took this stuff, the Soul. It has like It's like grape, and it has these little
Gotcha.
granulars in it.
This woman's story was spectacular. She was bedridden for 14 years. She gave the list of medications she was on, including narcotics for pain,
Like 30 milligrams of narcotics they gave her.
4 times a day.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know how the woman was functioning. She wasn't.
How much of the soul is she taking?
She took all 3 products, she said.
That's the difference.
Once.
She took all 3 products once, and now she is off her meds other than, I guess she's got a pituitary tumor, and she's off on a
Yeah,
blood
she's like
pressure or
getting
something.
weaned off those. She takes all 3 products. She took it once and it lasted, she said, for like 2 days. She felt great. And she's like, now I take it once every day. And she's like, that's it. Everything's great.
You know, Russ Johnson looks like he's 50. And
Unbelievable.
And he takes that for the last 20 years.
But it was a great testimonial for this product.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. I'm like, I'm all in. That's when I said you got to tell the name of the product, because people that are listening on the radio are thinking, what is this product? So it was a really great show.
Now, I don't know if he told you that the emphasis of doing the show was to have people try the product, that particular product,
Yes.
and then have people sell the product. He wants people to make money at selling health.
Okay.
And this one, I don't know if that came across in the interview. This has been going on for 8 years with Russ.
He did. He gave out 2 websites.
Yeah, we have 2 websites for it, and in one of our past interviews with Dr. Susan Boston, you can go on her website that's, I think, on our page, and she does like a free trial with it and everything.
So what he told me was that he wants Teddy to become the ambassador to the product. And I said, well, you got to talk to her. But I understand the concept of what he's trying to establish. You know, a lot of kids right now in college, they don't have time to get jobs, even though they need work and they need money and everything else. So he's pitching it to me like an opportunity to sell these particular deals, you know.
I got to tell you a funny story. So one of our interns calls me a couple weeks ago, and I didn't call him back. And he texted me, and I didn't. I mean, it was in the middle of holidays. I didn't answer him. An old intern. He says, "Hi, do you remember me?" And I'm thinking back to, yeah, I think I remember you. And I was going to ask you, but you don't remember anybody. So I didn't ask you who it was. I said, "Of course I remember you." He says, "Well, I was wondering if you can do me a favor." All right, what can I do for you now? He went MIA on us about a year ago. What can I do for you? He says, "Well, I am now working with Cutco."
Who?
Cutco, because this is the job that everyone gets out of college. They're selling knives.
Okay.
Cutco. No obligation. You don't have to buy anything, but I get paid based on presentations that I do. Can I do a presentation for you? And I actually said no, because I have gone down this path so often, and I always buy the Cutco. And they are great knives, but the presentation is like 3 hours because they're just training, and they're like, wait, just one more question, and I just didn't have 3 hours to sit and listen.
Well, I'm glad they
knife
knew you.
sales.
They don't remember me, because
I was wondering why they called me and not you, actually.
not me.
But that was I remember Chelsea graduating from school, and she goes, "Mom, I got this great job. I'm going to sell Cutco." And I said, "No, you're not." She says, "Yes, I'm going to go door to door in Gainesville and sell Cutco." I went, "No, you're not. Do you have any idea what that is?" She goes, "Why? They're going to train me. They're going to pay me." I said, "You're not going door to door anywhere, let alone in Gainesville, by yourself to sell knives."
Well, that's okay. She's well protected.
I went, "No, you're not." So instead, because they're so similar in opportunities, she went to work for Disney World.
They're not similar at all.
Exactly. So I can sell knives, or I can go work in the Magic Kingdom and sell keychains. That lasted about 6 weeks. But anyway, that was the beginning of her working career.
Wow. You ever
Slick,
think?
you want to sell knives? You're good at sales.
I'm not gonna sell knives.
You want to get a mic?
You know, I didn't even know that Slick was a salesman. I thought you were in the department. You know, when you go to Home Depot, you ask the guy, okay, where are the screws, and he shows you.
Yeah, that's not me.
That's
I
not
didn't
you.
realize there was a difference. So tell us more about what you do.
He's the guy with the computer.
I'm the guy that people come on to start projects on their homes. What number do you have? A1.
So you're on the floor with the computers and stuff. Or?
Yeah, because like before Home Depot, I worked marketing, and I used to work on sales over there. And my sales was based upon how much I sold.
Now everything that you told me in the past is beginning to make sense.
Are you on commission or you're on salary?
I'm on
50-50?
hourly, but they do this weird commission after, like, I'll say 3 or 4 months. but it's not like a commission.
It's like a small
I know my
stipend.
job before Home Depot was like straight commission. Everything that I sold was commissioned out to me.
And how are
What?
sales going right now?
Sales are going good in my department. Yeah, in my department, yeah.
'Cause people are putting in new windows and doors.
I would say like it always happens around like New Year's because everybody has projects, and all last year nobody had nothing to do because of the pandemic. So
Just stay home.
I was selling a lot.
It's funny because now it makes sense that they want you to dress a certain way and everything else. You saw Blake come in here yesterday. First of all, I see him outside. I thought he's the cops.
I forgot he was coming, actually.
So I said, "Officer, can I help you?" And he looked at me. He says, "I'm not an officer." I said, "You're not a gentleman either. So what are you?" "I'm an intern." "Oh, okay. Come on in."
It's
And
funny. It's almost like The Voice, because I talk to people on the phone and I have no idea what they look like. And they come in and I forget they're even coming because sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. And you never know. And it's like this voice. I almost want to say, can you send me, right, masked singer, masked dance, send me a picture. Not that it makes a difference, but it's kind of interesting.
You know, he plays the trumpet
And the French horn.
and the French horn. Who the hell plays the French
I had
horn?
an old babysitter that played the French horn. She was the first one to take me on a motorcycle. Sorry, Mom and Dad.
What a mixture of cultures.
Right?
Did you play the French horn on the motorcycle?
She played the French horn and she
On the
took me on
motorcycle?
her motorcycle. And she was very prim and proper because she played the French horn, right? She always wore long, flowy skirts and always covered up, like things with a little bow. Her name was Nancy Winger, my babysitter when I was little. She would drive me to piano lessons. She played the French horn. And then she'd take me around the neighborhood on her motorcycle. So imagine that. I was a little girl.
How little were
The
you?
random thing.
She couldn't have been too little. She's
I
your
was like in elementary
babysitter.
school. I mean, I was little.
She's your babysitter. Oh,
I
she
was a
took care
little
of
girl.
you.
She took care of me.
So the babysitter put you in the back of a bike.
But the whole thing was she was not a biker chick like I would think a biker chick was.
Well, you don't have to be a biker chick to be on a
But she was
bike.
very French horn. She played for like the orchestra at school. Very proper with long skirts,
Teddy
long
likes
sleeves.
motorcycles. She's not a biker chick.
But I don't see Teddy as like in the orchestra and with long skirts and flowy long sleeves.
Why
and a
not?
little- I saw what Teddy had on last night. She looked gorgeous, but that wasn't.
She could play the violin.
I cannot. I can play it badly. I can make it make noise.
I like when you asked Blake if he played the piano and you had a 10-minute rendition of I do, but I don't, I can, but I shouldn't, and I felt like I was in a Dr. Seuss book.
I swear to God, what the hell was that? I'm like, Blake, you see the yes or no? He gave me a
Right?
15-minute rendition of I used to, I couldn't, I hate it, I don't want
With
to.
green eggs and ham, I can't, Sam, I am, but don't ask too much, and maybe I will. So Slick kind of took him under his wing.
Slick was jiving with him in the corner over there.
So funny, Slick's looking over here in Studio A, it looks like. I'm sitting here with Teddy, and I go, Slick, you okay? He says, yeah, why? I'm talking to Blake. Now, Blake is clearly behind him, which I didn't even know Blake was there. I think he's talking to himself. But he was talking to Blake, but not talking to Blake.
No, I was talking to Blake. It's just like I was showing them, like, what is it? All the artists. Like Amy Rashevsky. I was showing him the artist, and then he was like, it's just like he just wanted to ask questions about the art. So I was just telling him about like who we have in Studio B, and he was just out of view, so it looked like I was talking to myself.
He's a big guy to be
You
out
were
of
talking
view.
to yourself, it looked like, for a long
Yeah.
time.
How'd you like the paella yesterday?
Paella was nice.
Nice lady.
I know.
Gone. The food was all gone
Maybe that's why I'm swollen.
from the salt in the paella.
Paella.
I'm not feeling,
You need
Chipper.
more water.
Chipper.
Where's your
more.
water?
it's right there.
Gotta drink it.
I have been drinking. Let me tell you something about water. You drink water, you got to go to the XA and the water A.
That's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, but
Flush
I hate
everything through
that
your
stuff.
body.
I hate it. The minute yesterday, I got to get up from production right to the bathroom.
Well, your body eventually gets used to it.
My body's 58 years old. Get used to nothing.
I know. You're getting old. Pop on us.
Getting
But it
old.
could be the salt from the rice in the paella or the seasonings. But she said
Thank
she
you,
can come
Dr.
back.
Seuss.
I should have told you green eggs and ham. Sam, I am.
Unbelievable. All right, so I want to get into a little bit about anybody here, anything in the news you want to bring up? Anything spectacular that happened yesterday?
Yeah, Jojo got a dog. Jojo got a puppy.
Yeah, I know all about the dog. I know who went to get it, the day they went to get it. I know
Oh,
the whole
really?
nine.
She keeps you in her close
Yeah, you notice
contact
that
list?
you ever notice that the nose is pink? So there's two dogs. There's one with a black nose and one with a pink nose. And she says to me, which one do you think I should get? And I said, the one with the black nose. Because the one with the pink nose are known to be mental, for lack of a better word.
The pink nose?
Of course.
But Jojo, Happy New Year to you. But gosh, she put her puppy down, not puppy, her dog down like last week, right? She got a new one.
She had to put her down because she had all sorts of issues. Been there, done that. I never got another dog, though.
I got Cookie. Let's take a quick commercial break. You need some coffee, my friend. Thank our sponsors. Stay tuned.
I need some.
You need coffee. And we'll be right back.
I need hand size.
You can do that.
The way you live your life says a lot about you. The way you choose to commemorate your lifetime can say even more. It's a single event that speaks volumes. So how do you celebrate a life? Dignity Memorial providers believe that your memorial service should be as unique as you are, reflecting your personality and your passions. It should be a perfectly tailored send-off, a fitting tribute for family and friends to celebrate the person they love. We're professionals at catering to your every need, right down to the catering. In fact, no detail is too small. So when it comes time for a fitting tribute, we'll see that your final wishes are beautifully fulfilled. It's what Dignity Memorial providers are known for. And why you should rely on us to see that your life is well celebrated. The celebration of a lifetime begins here.
Hugs and smiles, blow a kiss to everyone you miss. Hugs and smiles will make the world a better place, and heals the heart with a smile on your face.
Hugs and Smiles Foundation was formed on the basis of giving kids the opportunity to learn and grow with art and music. Our classes are made for kids to express themselves in an open and free environment. If you want to donate or help run the class, contact Tina Weiss at 954-501-0524 or at tina@hugsandsmiles.org. All the memorabilia sold at the Brooklyn Café goes right back to the foundation to help Hugs and Smiles keep going. If you want to purchase a piece of art or memorabilia, contact Tina Weiss at 954-501-0524 or at tina@hugsandsmiles.org.
The music, art, and dance, and holding hands, we could take a stand. And with a smile, you make my dreams come true. Then all I need is a hug, a smile from you and you.
Looking for a place to get your ice cream fix? Look no further than Cold Stone Creamery. At Cold Stone, we make our ice cream fresh every single day in store. We have over 20 different ice cream base flavors and over 30 different mix-ins to choose from. We also have plenty of signature creations if you don't want to go ahead and choose your own. To end your creation, you can put it in one of our freshly made waffles. We have ice cream cakes, ice cream sandwiches, milkshakes, smoothies, banana splits, sundaes, and so many other things for you to come check out and enjoy. We are the official ice cream store of the Brooklyn Café. Hope to see you soon, and remember, it's always a great day for ice cream.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And I'm back.
They book shows and they send pitches.
They saying what?
Pitches.
Oh, I thought you said something else.
I love that. As a matter of fact, I was trying to talk to Lady Ann a little bit last night. I haven't talked to her in a long time.
How's she doing? I see
She's
doing some
busy.
work.
I haven't really talked to her. We're sort of like, she says one thing and the next day I answer her, and this is how we've been going since Hanukkah. So she's busy, but I kind of miss her.
Every time you say the word Hanukkah, Stanley's head comes in my brain.
From
His
Kenny
song.
Love?
No, from regular Sandler.
I gotta tell you, there is nothing on TV. I started watching The Bachelor yesterday with Chelsea, and we segued into that movie with Lindsay Lohan, The Parent Trap. Only
Now-
watched that 500 times.
I wouldn't.
Exactly.
I wouldn't-
Whatever happened to Lindsay Lohan?
She went to jail.
That sweet little, right? And this is what Hollywood does to some kids.
She went to jail.
It's kind of sad, though, if you
She
think
was a
about
drug
it.
addict and stuff, no?
The pressures of Hollywood is all I can
You
say.
can get good stuff from
It's
her.
kind of sad. I saw our landlord
Lindsay.
yesterday when I left. He said, "Happy New Year to you and the crew." I tried not to hit him in my car as I backed up, and he was like, "Stop!" Like,
You almost ran him over.
I almost ran over the landlord. That would have been really bad. No, he's a nice man, so he
Not
said
a good
Happy
way-
New Year.
not a
to
good
you."
way to get out of the
I'm like,
wrench.
oh man, I really should have looked both ways. No, I did. I was laughing.
What the hell is in your car? What are you drinking?
I can't do this diet thing for New Year's. I had to go right for the candy. You know, I made it today. What's today? the
3?
5th? I'm done. Can't do it.
That's
I
hilarious.
try, but
That's hilarious.
I just can't give up my candy.
Now I gotta tell you. Yesterday, I don't know if you guys were aware. I had a conversation with in-house artist Amy Rashevsky.
That was a great You can't let that cat out of the bag yet.
Yes, I can.
Really? You're gonna?
I can let any cat, dog, bird, squirrel, pigeon, whatever out of the bag, of course.
Okay.
So anyway, I had a conversation with one of the owners from Marvel
Entertainment.
You see, I could have changed the name and you wouldn't. Marvel Entertainments. And then I look him up and I'm saying to Amy, I says, do you know who this person is? And she's like, no. And you look at all the movies
Well, yeah.
that they've made, Marvel Comics, all of those.
Here's where I'm still a little confused about Marvel. There's Marvel and DC.
Yes.
Which is which? Like, what is Wonder Woman?
DC is like Batman, Superman,
Different
Green
comics.
Lantern, and then Marvel is X-Men, yeah, Spider-Man.
Where's Wonder Woman fall
Wolverine.
into this?
Wonder Woman is DC.
I saw
But
the
they
new Wonder
help.
Woman movie.
They help produce some of the work for both.
Interesting.
So she was telling me how they have these artists in house, and she just moved into her mega millionaire
Beautiful
mansion. So they were in the process of moving, and her husband, the owner of the company, is sick, and they're hoping that he has a
Quite ill,
recovery and
yeah.
everything else. So she's thinking of moving to Florida. So she wants to know if we would help her make the transition. I mean, she has all the production. She doesn't need production. She says to me, "Well, I have a production house." This is.
Yeah.
I says, I just wanted to interview you. Forget about the production part of it. She says, well, I need makeup. She went down this whole list. So they actually are going to dial up Amy Rashevsky to do a piece on her show.
Awesome.
It's the deal. But now she's intrigued, so she sent me an email. Marvel
Yeah.
Marvel Entertainment sends me an email. I was like, I'm impressed.
I gotta tell you, you don't send me the good emails. You send me the.
I got it this morning. I
You
sent
sent
it
me
to
an
you.
email. I sent you an email last night. You sent it back to me. You go, did you see this? I'm thinking, yes, I just sent this to you.
I didn't know it came from you.
I actually wanted you to see it, but it's all
Did
good.
you send it to him?
Yes.
And?
He didn't answer me.
Oh.
But it's all right. We got that.
But that's a nice piece because I also explained to her. She was telling us the things that we are planning on doing already is things that she wants to do, like putting music to film, which, by the way, that's what Blake does. Blake engineers
Well, we asked
video
him,
and music.
Freddie goes, what do you want to do? And he says, I want to work with movies and movie scores and documentary scores. So I was thinking of you. And I was thinking of how we're always looking for music. And I'm thinking of my babysitter who plays the French horn. She
On the
wrote
motorcycle.
music, right, on the motorcycle, but all really good. And I said, do you write music? He says, no. Do you score music? No.
Well, he has to learn.
But I could. But I think by now, as a senior in college, if that was your path, you would have been writing music a long time ago. You're
Yeah, I was
shaking your
gonna
head
say,
no?
I don't know how to teach people how to write music.
How do you score a movie with film,
You know how to write music?
with music, if you don't know how to write music?
But don't you think by the time you're graduating school, if you were a music writer, you would have been writing
Well,
music
I
by now, right?
gotta tell you, I can't hold that against him because
I
when
don't
I
hold
was
anything against him. He stayed here all day in a
when
suit.
I was 46, 45, I got into production. The hell did I know about production? I didn't know a camera from the front end to the. Did I ever tell you the time I did a video, a commercial for Mr. Pinozo, for Dr. Pinozo, and I turned the camera off because that camera that we have out there in the theater, it doesn't let you know when it's on. The button is red when it's on, not green. So I turned it off, and
Button
it
blinks
captured.
when it's off.
Well, I didn't know my equipment. So I turned off the camera and left the sound on. So when I got home to edit the damn thing, all I had was sound. So I called Gio. He says, Dad, you better learn how to work a camera. This is a true story. It's when I first started. No.
Nothing you could do.
Not even Slick can save me out of that one.
Nothing you could do. That happened to me at Chelsea's kindergarten graduation. I was hysterical, crying. I missed, and like now I think about it, it was so silly, right? But at the time, a preschool graduation, we had video cameras back then, and I guess I didn't turn it on or there was no sound. And I remember calling the preschool and asking their IT company if they had it and had to buy it from them. It was this like whole big deal, and she clearly has no idea now, but at the time it was a big deal. I felt like the worst mom ever.
Well, it's an accomplishment, but in the business, certain things happen. You miss a mark, you miss a spot, you miss a commercial, you play the wrong commercial. You know, you play a commercial when the guy's still talking, like what happened last night.
Oh my gosh. So Friday, was it Friday or Thursday? I'm going to upload all the shows for the weekend, and I realized Editor's Desk has no intro and no close.
What?
And I texted you. I don't even know. It was late. It was Was it New Year's Eve day? And I texted you. It was like 8:00, and I went, I'm uploading all the shows, and I do not have Editor's Desk ready for the next day because you had done it for Christmas week, and I totally forgot. Yep, you did it for Christmas week. Well, New Year's week, it came like in a flash, and here we are, round 2. But luckily, we had till Friday, and you did it for me really quick. So I thank you for that.
That was easy.
Well, I hate asking you for help. I hate that. I hate knowing that I gotta it's like going to Dad and going, Dad, I kind of messed up. Can you help me?
But all you had to do is tell me what you did. It says I need an open and a close. It takes 20
Yeah, but
seconds.
you could have been upset and you could have been mad. No,
Said about what?
I'm
gonna be mad about that?
Why didn't you have one of the kids do it? And clearly my answer was because I forgot. There was nothing I could do about it.
No, that's the easy. When I know how to fix it, it's easy. Slick gave me a bigger challenge. But you taught me something about the card, the little card when you hit accidentally, you erased it.
Oh, yeah. I taught myself something, or you guys taught me something too that it can be brought back up.
You could bring it back.
Yeah.
It has a footprint.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought it would have been gone forever.
No,
That's
so did
why
I.
Gen G says even when you delete a text, it
It's
is
still
never
there.
gone.
It's
never gone.
It exists someplace in a cloud. Nothing you delete, pictures, anything. It does always exist. You can never delete it.
He says as long as you don't put anything on top of it, you can. I mean, you can still get it. It just takes a longer. And it's funny because we went through this whole process, and it was the last piece on the process, and when we found it,
Good morning, Charlotte. We still got to set up a time to meet with Charlotte.
we should set up like a mask. Charlotte, like a mask, and you come in. You have to wear the mask until Charlotte comes in. Oh, look, it lights up.
She needs a picture. Have you guys ever seen The Masked Dancer?
I saw it yesterday.
And The Masked Singer.
I saw it last night.
And then there's a new reality show on called, started last
Name
night.
that tune.
No, it started with an H. The Hawker or the... It was something weird, I'm telling you. And they're all sitting around like Colonel Mustard in the library answering questions. And I'm like, wow, this is what reality TV... What's it called if you're a scammer? I'm asking you because Val asked if you were in the mafia. What's it called if you're like a scammer, but it starts with an H?
A hacker. A hacker.
A hacker?
Okay, maybe that's the name of the show.
Hackers.
Maybe that's the name of the show. And they sit around and they answer these questions, and they were like Muppet questions, and I'm thinking, wow, This is on national television, and this is what we've resorted to, is watching this show of 5 people sitting around saying, yeah, Gonzo married, or whoever, the Muppets got married, and this is who married in the Muppets, and this is who bought MySpace. That was the first question. Do you guys know who bought MySpace back in the day?
Yeah, the actor.
Tom from MySpace.
It was like Justin Timberlake or something.
Timberlake.
He bought it?
Yeah.
Timberlake.
So that was question 1. The second question was, which 2 Muppets got married? And they're like, are you sure? And she says, yes, I'm a big Muppet fan. It's not Gonzo because Gonzo's a guy, and this is the girl. I'm thinking,
who's a big Muppet fan?
Wow, these contestants.
So you
on this
watched the show?
I watched for about 30 seconds, and that's when we
That's
resorted
a lot of 30
to,
seconds.
Maybe it was a minute. That's when we resorted to the Parent Trap on Freeform, because it's always a go-to station, like Hallmark.
Where the hell are you watching this?
In my house with Chelsea.
No,
because
I understand, but
whenever
what
there's
channel?
No TV. You can always resort to the Hallmark channel or Freeform.
What channel were you
It was
watching?
right
this?
after The Bachelorette. Or
I
Bachelor,
don't
whatever
watch
that
that
is.
either. That's
NBC or
14.
something. It was either NBC, CBS, or
But did you
ABC.
watch the Masked Dance Singer? No, the Masked Dancer.
I watched that last week, and I was trying. I never
saw
saw
it
the
yesterday.
end of it.
Remember the cop Tutuola from SUV? Tutuola?
Tutuola?
Yeah, remember? I never forget that name.
Okay.
And he was a cop. You know, that thing's been running for like 12 years. He was the guy last night.
Was he dressed like a guy?
No, he was dressed in he had a ball. What do you call one of those balls? That
Disco ball?
Disco ball hat, they called them. He had a disco ball.
But what's his body look like?
I thought he was bigger. He looks real thin.
Well, so I'm watching this last week, and clearly I'm thinking it's a girl. I don't know who it ended up being last week, because they had her all curvaceous with this beautiful...
It was a guy?
I don't know. I didn't
You didn't
watch,
watch
and now
it?
I got to find out.
Why wouldn't you finish watching?
Because my attention span's like that of an ant. Sorry if you're an ant, but...
You must be a trip in the movies.
I usually go to sleep.
Do you?
Because I have no attention span. If I get bored, I'm done.
You mean that if a movie starts out slow, you're done? I'd send you to go get popcorn and stuff. Go get
Pretty much.
hot dogs.
That
whatever.
popcorn was really good yesterday, by the way.
Oh, good.
And today, Mega Millions. Last I checked, 423 million,
Did
and
you
that was
pay?
on Saturday. I'm going to
Did you
go
pay?
today.
Again? You were going to go yesterday.
I didn't go because I ended up going to the station. So I'm going to go today. Mega Millions. So I wanted to see if you guys all wanted to do like a community pool.
Yeah. What's Mega Millions?
It's Florida Lotto.
Oh.
It's $423
Actually, it's not
million.
just Florida because it's Mega Millions. I think it's more than
It's
Florida.
a whole country. And they give you could either buy it up front at 50%, or you can take it for the rest of your life.
What would you do if you hit 400 million? Now, clearly we would split it 6 ways, but I think we still come out with a nice chunk of change on that one. Would you take it all up front
I
or
would.
split it?
I would. The kids need the money now.
I would wait for my life. I would let it come to me.
It's like every month.
And
or
what
something,
happens
right?
if something happens to the lotto system and there's no more money? You know what? Give me the money.
Yeah, but then you only get half of it or something.
252 million. I'm sorry. 252 million.
That's true.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. You take it up front, you got to pay taxes.
That's 40 million. That's 40 million.
That's why you don't do the whole thing.
That's
She's
40.
like, oh, do you? Yeah.
That's $40 million. No, I'm talking. You get half of it after the taxes, so you get $40 million ahead in here.
Could you handle that?
Watch me.
Could you handle that up front, Kathy?
Yeah, I would totally take it up front, and I could handle it.
Now, what would you do? Would you come to studio knowing that you hit the Mega Million?
100%.
I don't know about all that.
You wouldn't? What would you do?
Not the way I feel right now.
Well, we can't travel. Can't go anywhere.
With that kind of money, I can go anywhere I want. I can buy a plane.
That's true.
It's true.
That's true. Charlotte, thank you. She said she texted us her cell phone, so now we can call her.
Oh, now we'll call her. Set her
Buy
up.
your own plane. Yeah, the plane thing is a thing. I told you, my first big investment I want to make when we actually hit that is our own plane. Not like a propeller plane. I know I got to be careful what I wish for. A jet, so I don't have all this weird.
First of all, you don't
germophobia
want
stuff.
to buy a jet.
Why?
Because the maintenance on that is ridiculous.
With $40 million, I'd be pretty
It
good
probably
on
lasts you
that.
4 years.
With the millions on a jet. Can we rent a jet then?
Yeah, you can rent a jet.
So just when we want to go somewhere.
Well, why
we
would
rent
you
it.
want to rent a jet?
In case I want to go
Where
somewhere.
the hell are you
You can
gonna go?
actually buy a seat on a private jet.
Can you?
Yeah, so I have to find the website again, but there's a website where private jets, when they're not being used, if it's owned by like a company, you can buy a seat on it, and it's just like a normal flight ticket. It's like $200 depending on where you're going, but it's on a private jet.
What's the name of the
That
website?
would be cool.
I have to find it.
Let's call the website. Let's get them on the air.
I'll find the website.
If it's like real cheap, we say, listen, we'll barter you the chairs. We'll all get on a plane to show how safe it is. As long as it's not a 737.
Those are flying again, I think.
JR out of Miami. I would never take that plane.
Why they wouldn't let it go if it wasn't safe?
Yeah, right. They said that when it crashed twice. And then it flew again, and there was a little boo-boo, but they're calling it human error.
They wouldn't let it fly. But I think that would be cool because I'm not real big on the germs and sitting packed next to people. And I know it's safe, and I know they clean the air systems, and now there's even cleaner than most places. I still know.
So where will you fly to?
I want to fly someplace great, like
Go ahead.
Italy or
Germs.
Greece.
Germs.
Well, there's germs everywhere.
Right. So where are you flying to? Everywhere. Now did you hear the
On our own
latest?
plane.
South Africa, what they found?
What they find?
A new strand
Of course.
that's 100 times worse. They don't know if the vaccine will stop this one. This thing has more teeth on it
Great.
to destroy more cells. So the U.S. already sent an envoy over there that's studying it, and they are a little worried about this one.
I know in my heart of hearts, there is a holistic way to help boost your immune system. Can't guarantee you're not going to get it, but keep yourself strong inside. I truly, and I've said that from the beginning. I remember walking through the grocery store saying to Chuck, I know there is something in here that can boost when there was nothing left. So I bought mouthwash, and I bought all these things that were supposed to have alcohol. I should have read them because it was like an alcohol-free mouthwash, so that I had to throw away. But I know there is something that we are missing. That
You wish.
It's going to be something really simple.
You wish that was
My
true.
mouth to God's ears.
You wish that was true.
I do wish. So if I wish it, it shall come true. You have to have faith. You got to believe it will be there.
You're not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy.
I am.
You're gonna
But
click
come
your
on,
heels?
it can't all be bad. There has to be something positive to this. Slick, help me out here. Right?
There always has to be a positive to the situation.
What's hanging from your bracelet there? Oh, it's a bead.
I had to tie it because my niece stretched it out.
Your niece.
Yeah, my niece is a troublemaker.
What is that?
She stretched it out.
A bead.
So I had to tie it. You
A
know,
what?
A bead.
That's a bead.
So I got to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is Three Kings Day, and you told me that's when everything.
The 6th.
That's tomorrow. We take things down.
The 6th.
That's tomorrow. Is there a process that we do this? Otherwise, you said we have to eat. I
That's
know
the
that.
6th.
What else do we have to do? Just take it down?
For 2 days, you have to dance. You have to do the dance of joy.
What days? Today and tomorrow, or tomorrow and Thursday?
Tomorrow and Thursday.
So you better put on your dancing shoes.
Maybe that's why I am so-
Because this whole thing right here is not going to work for dancing and taking the tree down. This
Oh, you
whole
want me to
thing.
do the dancing? Yeah, you're supposed to party for 2 days and then take it down.
Can we do that?
No, fakely. Yes, that's what you're supposed to do.
So we're starting the party tomorrow.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we have a tamale person coming in.
We have the book lady.
We've got
coming.
Aurora's Kitchen coming in. And on Thursday, we've got Summer from Lost Harbor. So the party, of course, will be here. And we have Lenore coming in. So party tomorrow and Thursday.
It's All Kings Day. Everybody celebrates it differently. We're only going to the beach and dunking ourselves in. What happened to that one?
Whatever you want to do, we just got to do it.
I go to the beach today, I drown. And the water's cold.
It was 48 degrees outside today, I think, this
Yeah.
morning.
It's cold.
So what do you wear in Florida?
How,
You got to
how do
figure it
fish
out.
stay warm in cold water? Like a dolphin is a dolphin is a mammal. How does it stay warm? A whale.
I believe it's like an aquatic form of cold-blooded where they have like a temperature that they get acclimated to, and that's the temperature they live at. So sometimes it's just like colder.
How did your brain work? How are you so
I don't know.
smart? Why do you know this
Where the
stuff?
hell
I
did you
hate
come?
fish too, so I don't really know.
How does she
She
always
hates
have an
fish,
answer?
butterflies.
Right? She always has an answer. We,
She
I don't
probably
know,
read
let's
it
look up.
somewhere.
Look it up.
And she's got an answer.
You ever notice that somebody comes up and you have like this bit of information and nobody in their right mind, like this, nobody in their right mind wouldn't know because you read it somewhere or you saw it somewhere sometime.
So most fish are, that's a word I don't know, which means their body temperature changes with ambient temperature. It refers to the temperature of the water around them. So they control it by moving from colder water to warmer water. That's why they like migrate.
They're like
Sharp
X-Men.
Migrations.
They can migrate.
X-Men.
My dad is like that. He reads all the time and he sends stuff and you think, Dad, no, come on. And then a week later, there's the same information that he just read on.
Maybe he should cure the virus.
Well, he has theories. I'll tell you his theories off air on what to
Does
do.
he?
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe he's right.
He might be, but I can't publicize his theories on air, but I can tell you preventive things to do.
I remember when the hurricane came and he sent the graph and he said, look, it's not going to hit us. I was like, what?
So when we were little, my dad told my mom, because my mom believes everything my dad says, right? Like the sky is green and you're orange, everything. So when we were little, he told her she had to hurry up and get us in the house because the Moluccans were coming.
The what?
The Moluccans. So we tease them all the time, the Moluccans. The Moluccans are coming, and you got to protect the kids, and you got to get them in the house because the Moluccans are coming. So the Moluccans are something he made up. Oh. They're aliens. So I called him last night, and I go, Dad, you're right. The Moluccans are here. I said, I spoke to someone last night, and he told me all the galaxies are now here, getting ready for the next 4 years. And my mom starts cracking up on the phone. She goes, Mike, because we tease her all the time, you were right. The Moluccans are here. This was like at midnight last night. I know I should really sleep.
You know, not for nothing, but this alien conspiracy
Should I make
thing.
you laugh at least?
No, you worry me. this alien conspiracy thing that's going on. You gotta laugh at it because you said, "Come on, give me a break."
But not really.
But then more and more evidence comes forward, and you sort of scratch your head.
We're like a walking Men in Black.
Well, like the government knows a lot, and now little by little, the protection of it being classified is coming off.
Well, there was that huge span of time, because in the news we had talked about it before, how the U.S. government and the Israeli government have apparently come out saying we've been in contact with the aliens, and they say Trump knew about it. And if you go back, I think like a year and a half when Trump first did Space Force, he went on for months about aliens online. So I'm guessing that's when he found out about it. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, these leaked UFO videos are actually real. They are UFOs. And you start going back through all the things that the government just kind of covered up instead of explaining, like the Phoenix Lights, and it's insane.
Good morning, Tracy. Speaking of, she says good morning.
Oh, God. But it's funny because every president is briefed on this thing. What's happening now is that the classifications are coming off. So they came out, the U.S. and Israel have been dealing with an outside alien force for a long, long time. The question is, they measure things in light years. So sometimes it may take 20 years to get a message to one another. That's the deal.
I got a lot of questions because clearly we are all from. I was told when I was another little girl, not on the motorcycle, that I was not from the earth, that I was gifted to my parents from another planet. And at the time I thought, I cried and I was hysterical. But now when I think about who I am, I know you think I'm wacky, I truly believe that they were probably right. I just wasn't ready for the information at the time. And Tracy agrees with me.
Well, it's funny because there's been movies.
Who told you that?
We went to this psychic fair. I know I shouldn't talk about. I went to the psychic fair, and they said, "I just want you to know that your parents really aren't your parents." So imagine telling a kid this.
I was gonna say, like, who tells a kid like, "Hey, you're adopted, but not really, but you are."
Right. You're really not from these parents that you were sent here, and they will raise you, but you were sent here from another planet because you have work to do. And now I know they were right, but at the time I was 11 or 12, I was hysterical thinking, oh my gosh, you're not my parents. And my mom was like, oh, why did I bring her here? But she says clearly they were right.
I would have had a breakdown.
And not a star child, a moon child. So it's much more rare than apparently other people.
They pulled that card on my son Freddie.
And Gio, I know too, right?
Well, Gio, I wouldn't let them do it. But Freddie, they didn't. And they said something about his hand. Look at the star. So my son freaked out on me one night on the way home from the radio station. It must have been 9 o'clock. And I pulled the car over and I says, I want you to listen to me very carefully. I know where you came from. I was there.
But physically, spiritually. And Tracy, right. Tracy, I actually need to get that information from you again.
But people aren't mentally ready to handle.
Well, maybe
the
not when
truth.
you're 11 or 12. Now I know they
You
were
now
right.
are less than when you were 11 and 12.
Because now I understand they're right.
Yeah, but you were harmless when you were 11 and 12. Now you're on the air telling the whole world. You're very, very dangerous.
Not really, because I think people need to understand that their gifts are their
You
gifts.
want to tell Slick that he's an alien from another planet? You know you're going to freak him out.
He kind of is unique in his own gifts.
I would believe that Slick's an alien.
You remember that movie they had, and they had all these different aliens here?
Men in Black.
Men in Black. Can you imagine?
Don't laugh. I think it's probably a lot of it's true. And there's reasons that we're all here. It's part of why we're all so unique and have different gifts. But on our physical form, we're here physically. Spiritually, we're from another realm. As we always say, your spirit and your energies come forward in different lifetimes.
And today's Cartoon Network show is brought to you by Men in
Slick,
Black.
do you believe that?
You think you're an alien?
Did we talk about different souls just coming back to Earth as we're Earth beings, but
Do you think you're an alien?
I don't think so.
Do you think that your roots are embedded in alien life?
I don't think so.
He reminds me of Russ Johnson. When
I
he
don't
talks.
think so because I mean,
What separates
I mean,
you
we're all. What
from
separates me?
Teddy, from me? What makes you different?
Oh, from like I'll say from just my life experiences as a whole.
Yeah, but your
because-
life experiences come from things that you've done.
Correct.
So what makes you different in the things you've done?
I can bring. I bring a little zest to the mix that
So
we already
maybe you were
have.
from
here.
Planet Zest.
Planet Zest, but there's no Planet Zest.
You don't know that.
But there's not though. I don't think so. Or we haven't discovered it.
it's like
But
the
I
movie
bring- yeah.
Soul. Has anyone seen the movie Soul?
Not yet.
You got to watch Soul. So it's your soul chooses this physical body, but your soul is your soul, and it can go
Where it
different
can
physical
go.
bodies.
It goes where no man
But
has
your
gone
body is
before.
just the physical being, but your soul, your soul lives on.
Yes. I'm going with Star Trek.
Happy Tuesday to you.
It's funny because you ever
You make me
notice?
work harder when you're in a funk.
You ever notice
Have you
that?
noticed?
Do you ever notice that people that are artistic, and they are on a different plane, and like nine out of 10 are mathematical geniuses, and they see things that we can't see. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Why does that happen?
Well, look at Gio. Gio sees things totally different than other people.
No, Gio is just. How do I put this? He's me in reverse.
But which means?
Which means that a lot of the things that Gio says and does are things that I thought that I wanted to say and do.
But it's how his mind works and sees
But I
things.
understand him. I think the same way.
You know, when you think about those videos he sent, the A and the B bus and all those things, his mind makes sense in his mind.
Yeah.
How all those wires connect. I think it kind of makes sense in your mind too, Teddy.
Yeah.
You and me? And I really
No,
tried.
I get it, but I don't think that that's the answer to the problem. You see, with Gio, I have to stay above the rim. I've learned this. Because he's like you, attention span the size of an ant.
We've got a lot of things to do.
So you have to create, and then that creation needs its own creation. So what I did with the pictures and the changing of the, what we want to do and all that, is just to keep him on his P's and Q's. And then I got what I wanted because he did the Roku. He pushed things to another level. You saw the contracts for the music and all that. He was all over the place. He was talking to me till 11:30 on a Sunday
you know how to
night.
push our buttons. You'll throw it out there, and you say, well, this or this, and then I just go, let me just do it for you.
What are you
Or
talking
let me
about?
write that up. You do that with Gio, and he says, Dad, let me just take that over for you.
No, he helped me because he knew I was at wit's end with this Roku matter.
But does it go live today?
Tonight,
All right,
midnight.
so we're going to check that out also.
So tomorrow we'll be playing it.
Feeling a little bit better?
No.
Oh.
No, yesterday it was cute. Sliss says, boy, that's a nice thing you guys did with the Roku on the TV. And I'm saying, yeah, you like that, huh? Yeah, we worked all night on that. We didn't do it. It belongs to Roku. But we can do it. That's an Envato piece.
Actually, we're
Sure
going to
it
work
is.
on a new afternoon intro also. I talked to Teddy yesterday. Chelsea comes home from work yesterday. She goes, Mom, Allie gives me this, and this to do. I said, yeah, you should have been in our meeting this morning. We went through today's to-do list. And then last night I added more in Teddy's to-do list, and we'll go over today. And then there's the overall. Good morning. Welcome back. Then there's the overall to-do
Who's that?
list. Dina.
Who?
Dina. With
The
glasses
cooker? The cook?
on. Dina.
Dana.
Dina, Greek Dina.
Oh, Greek. The Greek is in the house. The Greek.
I know she's wearing glasses.
Did I tell you I went to 3G's on Sunday?
How was that?
And they sat me and my away from everybody, and there was a Greek family, 6 people. And remember that movie? What was the name of the Greek movie?
Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Yes, which I must watch like 100 times a week, because I think it's the hilarious,
It's
most
the
hilarious
funniest movie.
So they had women there, and they were acting like that, and the mother, I could see, was giving the father so that he thought it was his ideas of what was being talked about. I am dying. I'm laughing so hard, and there's a guy named Freddie that works there, Fred. He comes home, he says, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm tearing, right? And he's giving me napkins. What's the matter? But I found it to be so funny, because they were talking in English and in Greek, and they're going back and forth. And remember the part with the bundt cake? Yeah. The bundt cake has a hole in it. I was just dying because she kept saying things so that he came up with the idea. Even I came up with the idea she wanted.
That's a good
hilarious.
idea. Look at your eyelashes. Are those yours?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're gorgeous.
Yeah, I got new mascara. I got a bunch of new makeup.
Wow.
For
I was going to
Christmas?
tell you had to get new makeup after that
Well,
other
it ended
thing.
up not being anything.
Really?
It was just allergies because I live with 4 cats. So.
I was going to say you probably need new eye makeup, but I'm like, I don't want to be your mom because Teddy once said,
You live with
so and
4
says you're not my
cats.
mom.
What kind of cats?
That's it.
I don't really know. I know one's a calico.
Oh my God, this is the worst.
Yeah, I have 4 of them, and I'm allergic, so that's what they said it was.
Well, welcome back. We missed you.
I know. I'm happy to be back.
All right. Have a great morning, everyone. We've got we've got the Bear Podcast coming up at 10:30. It is renamed the Bear Podcast. What are you talking about today? She's like, oh,
I
really?
have it on my list. I finally came up with a list of things to talk about.
Well, you had a great night. You have a lot of stuff you can touch on.
Yeah, that was an interesting night. I went to the wine kitchen that I'm talking to them, the wine and cheese kitchen on Atlantic, because I want to have us try and go there and do wine tastings. And while I was there, I was reading through the wine descriptions. And one of the things I want to talk about is some wine descriptions, because I think they're the funniest things on earth.
That sounds good to me.
You ever been to a wine tasting?
Yeah.
You have? You've been to a wine tasting?
With Dawn Cliff, yeah. That's when I first met her. She told me about the 4 S's.
Oh,
Maybe
she
it's
did the wine
C's.
tasting. No, I don't. I mean,
forgot.
outside of Dawn. I mean, like in a place, like what she's talking
I'm
about.
trying to think what they were. Clarity would be a C, but I think that's a diamond.
I don't know. I was drunk.
I think it's
I-
S is sips.
Diamond.
Sips.
A diamond? I
smells,
swallowed a
sights.
diamond. I suck on a cucumber.
That's what I'm thinking. All right, so let's tune in for the Bear Podcast coming at 10:30. Judy Herman says, the thing I love most about your show is that you bring such diverse topics to the table. Judy, you very well might be from another planet as well.
Judy, you make my brain hurt.
And Tracy says, quantum physics, Friday. It's simple. Quantum physics.
You know, I failed chemistry and passed physics. The quantum, not so much. I don't know what it is.
Best show ever was with Scott Bakula, Quantum Leap.
What? Count Dracula? Did you say
Kat,
Count?
did you ever see Quantum Leap growing up with Scott Bakula?
Oh, yeah. Stop.
Oh,
I
Great
saw
show,
it.
right?
Great show.
One of the
I
best
saw
shows.
it.
It's actually back
I
now
saw it.
also. But it's hard to bring
His name
these
is
shows
not
back.
Count Dracula.
Scott Bakula.
It is not. You're making it up.
Take a look. Fact check me, guys.
That you know.
What's
I
it?
know.
What's it called?
It
Count
was the
Dracula.
original Quantum Leap show.
It lasted 1 season.
It was a great. It's like Magnum PI, the original.
Ugh, I hate that
Tom
show.
Selleck.
That's back
so
then.
much better than the remake.
What
Scott
about Blue
Bakula.
Bloods?
Scott Bakula.
You like what?
Scott Bakula played Sam Beckett.
Just saying.
I know why you like
Have the candy.
Count Dracula.
It's all in the candy. Andes Mints. Maybe I'm from like the Andes Mountains.
Well, here we go. Do you know you're from another planet?
She probably is too.
Did you know this? And you're comfortable with knowing that?
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with knowing that everybody in this room is from a different galaxy of the universe?
I'd rather be on any other planet but this one.
There's a whole South Park episode on this, and that's all I can think of.
So if a ship came down and said, "Okay, come home," you would jump in it.
If they said come home, I'd be like, where are we going? Let's go.
See,
Tina's ready to jump
I'm
ship.
going.
think about the psychology of this, right? Everybody in their right mind right now would do it, right? So you ever think that maybe the aliens are doing this? So they come down, everybody takes their property and zooms them back home.
You got such a warped mind.
I gotta warp mine. You brought this craziness up.
I know. Judy said she loved Quantum Leap. What did you say? South Park has a show on what?
South Park had a whole episode on how everyone on Earth is from different planets and how on each planet only gets one species and one. So like Asian people will be from a different planet than white people will be from a different planet than Latinos.
I
will be
see
from a
that.
different planet than black people, and it was such a good show. And all the animals are from different planets.
And we are
It's
the
a
great melting pot.
episode. Yes.
Oh, I'm all in.
You
We're
better
gonna
be
do a whole
careful
show on
because
that.
you're from Planet Wacko.
Amen.
And they're going to come down and wacko you up.
How do you feel right now? Better?
I feel better.
There you go. It's the magic of me.
No, I figure I better get better because I'm losing it in this place.
Have a great morning, everyone. Let us know what you're thinking. Tune in for the Bear Podcast at 10:30. Slick Speaks coming up at 10:30 out of Studio B, and more to come. Have a great morning. We'll see you in a little bit.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
So all of a sudden, Alan Knight.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.